Hi everybody, it's Jenny, and today I am reviewing the Lemonade Craze palette by Maybelline. This palette I feel has been getting a little too much hate online. I think that this palette is fantastic for beginners, and I think it is also fantastic for anybody who is looking for something that is work appropriate or even slightly subtle compared to some of the other eyeshadow palettes out there, like Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes or Urban Decay eyeshadow palettes. I personally love those eyeshadow palettes, but I can see how something like this is great if you don't want that much color or that intense of a pigmentation on your eyes. So from top to bottom, we have Sherbet. And Sherbet is a great base color as well as all over the lid. If you like to apply a base color all over the lid. It works wonderfully if you have a pale skin tone like myself. Then we have Berry Ice. And Berry Ice has a pink undertone to it. It shows up nicely on pale skin tones like myself, but it's also very powdery, as you can probably tell looking at the dent that I've made in here so far. Then we have Sunnies, and Sunnies is a pale yellow. It's great as a brow bone highlight, especially if you're of a pale skin tone, but it could definitely work on skin tones deeper than myself. Then you have Main Squeeze. And Main Squeeze is a dusty, glittery eyeshadow shade. You're going to want to use some Fix Plus, and if you want to attempt to apply this all over the lid, you should definitely use some glitter glue with this. Otherwise, I can guarantee you will end up with a glittery mess underneath your eyes. I definitely did that, and no amount of brushing that glitter away would keep it off. Then we have Strawberry Lemonade. And Strawberry Lemonade is my favorite eyeshadow in this entire palette. It is a foiled pink eyeshadow, and it's what I'm wearing on my lids today. It works beautifully with Ice Pop. And then we have Lemonade Craze. And Lemonade Craze does not look as intense as it does in this palette. It shows up more like a pastel yellow, and it works to blend some of these other eyeshadow shades. But if you plan to use this on your lid, I would definitely combine it with one of these shimmer eyeshadow shades on top of it. And then we have Citrus. And Citrus, it took a while for this one to work for me. The first time I used it, I had a hard time getting the shimmer shade to appear on my lid. But it seems like after using it for a few times, I was able to get off whatever overspray it was on top of this, and it shows up rather nicely. It's a gold eyeshadow shade, but it's not quite as nice as Strawberry Lemonade or Sugar Coated. And then we have Ice Pop, and Ice Pop definitely does not look as intense on the eyes as it does in the palette. I am wearing this in the outer corner today, and I did build it up to get that level of pigmentation, and as you can tell, it's not as popping as it is in this palette. And then we have Coral Punch, and Coral Punch, I really couldn't get it to look the way it looks in this palette. It kind of has a bit of a satiny look, but it works as a matte, and it's a bit of a dud, to be honest. But if you apply this in the crease, it definitely blends well with a lot of the other matte eyeshadow shades in this palette. And then we have Sweet Tea. And Sweet Tea has a bit of an orangey undertone to it. It does not look as brown as it does in this palette. And then we have Old Fashioned. Old Fashioned is definitely not as pigmented as it appears in the palette, but it's great for building up the pigmentation of these other eyeshadows. And then we have Sugar Coated, and Sugar Coated is another one of those foiled eyeshadow shades like Strawberry Lemonade, but I feel that Sugar Coated probably applies truer to color than any of the other eyeshadows in this palette, and it's a very, very pretty color. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you the demo of the eye look that I am wearing right now. So before I get going, I'm going to apply Shadow Insurance on my eyes. It's the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. So the first color that I'm going to go into is Sherbet. And I'm just applying this as a base to blend the other colors into. And the next color that I'm going to go into is Berry Ice, just to create a bit of a blend onto the crease. Next, I'm going to go ahead and dip into Old Fashioned. I'm just taking the flat side of a crease brush to put this into the crease. And now I'm just going to kind of blend that out just a little bit to soften it up. Now, in the outer V, I'm going to go ahead and apply Ice Pop. Now, with a flat brush, I'm going to go ahead and apply Strawberry Lemonade onto the lid. Now I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit more of Ice Pop and blend that with Strawberry Lemonade. Now with an inner corner brush, I'm going to go ahead and apply Main Squeeze into the inner corner. I'm also going to apply a little bit of Fix Plus because this shade is a little bit glittery and dusty. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply the rest of my makeup and finish up the lower lash line. So that's how I feel about this Lemonade Craze palette. I do hope that this review was helpful for you. And if you do plan on getting this palette, go ahead and let me know down below. Let me know what you thought of this eyeshadow palette. And don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. I do appreciate all the comments that I get. And thank you for watching. Bye.